Hello.
Hi, hello, is this Nam?
Yes, this is Nam. This is Tommy.
This is Tommy. So just want to let you know this is being recorded. I might be uploaded to YouTube. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, that should be fine.
All right, awesome. So how can I help you, bro?
So I'm struggling with this Discover credit card that I have.
Okay.
I maxed it out. It's about $20,000 to and so right now I'm currently my minimum payments I have to make are about $409. But the
Okay.
interest charges are about the same. So when I pay the 409, like it's barely making a dent into the $20,000 I owe.
Okay.
And I'm looking at the APR. It's about 22.99%.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to figure out if I should, because this is probably my biggest payment besides my mortgage, that my biggest bill that I have to pay.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to figure out if I should consolidate all my things I owe together in order
Okay.
to make the payments lower and for me to be able to start chipping away at this $20,000.
Okay. So let me ask you a question. How much debt do you have overall, and what type of debt do you have, like aside from the mortgage?
Um, I have a student loan that's not that much. It's only I only have like $2,000 left.
Okay, two thousand
Um,
dollars.
and the minimum payments are very low. It's like $60
Okay.
that I have to do. Um,
Credit card debt. That's 20,000. Do you have any
and
more
then
credit
my
cards?
car. No, this is my only credit card, and then I have a car payments.
And how much is your cars or just car?
Car, just one car.
Okay. How much do you owe there?
So the car should be about $30,000.
I'm guessing you bought a new
And
car.
it was a used car,
A used car for
but
$20,000.
I also had to trade it in. I mean I did a trade in, so like I had owed some money on the last car, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
they added on to this one like another. So it's like a $25,000 car, and then I owe like 10,000. So like
Okay.
yeah, so probably
And
about
what's your
35 then.
what's your income?
Um, so last year with COVID, I probably made about $68,000, maybe a little more. Um,
$68,000.
mhm.
Okay. So you have literally half your net worth, well, half of the money you actually make, basically, like in car debt, right? So it's usually not going to be a good idea. So
Okay.
okay, so here's the first thing here. And how much is the mortgage, by the way?
I pay about 1,300 a month.
1,300 a month. And I'm guessing, like, do you know like your overall expenses like per month, like how much money you usually spend, like food?
Like fun stuff and
No, just
and
like things you need, things you actually need, like food,
uh,
utilities, and so on. Like how much do you pay for your food?
for food, maybe. Well, I've been going out a lot on dates, so it's been like expensive. So
Let's
I'll
just
probably
say food at home, you cook in there. How much money
yeah,
do you think you'll be spending on food?
probably about $200 a month.
Okay, let's double that because usually you want to double food because food is more. So let's
Yeah.
say $400 on food. Let's say
Okay.
utilities. How much are you spending there? For example, like your light bill, your gas, your maintenance, all that stuff.
So I don't pay that bill. Somebody else does.
You have a roommate or something?
Yes.
Okay. So here's what the story sounds like to me. My name is Nam. I have a bunch of credit card debt. I have a mortgage. I have student loan
Hmm.
debt, but I'm almost done with it. And I bought a very expensive car, right?
Sure.
And now I'm trying to get
Sure.
out of this credit card debt. Now, the
Uh-huh.
first thing is when it comes to liabilities like this, for example, like cars, usually what I would do is first thing is go on Kelly's Blue Book, find out how much it's worth, and basically try to sell that car and get rid of it. Because at this current moment, you probably can't afford it. My main priority would be basically, okay, let me grab my income to try to get out of debt and then basically pay off this house as fast as possible. That way I can be more financially free fast. As far as, for example, so that's the car, right? Basically sell the car, buy a decent used car, 5,000 to 10,000 maybe, and buy it for cash. That way you're not in debt with that either. As far as your credit card debt with Discover, yeah. So basically, the interest charge is probably gonna be like around $400, maybe a little less. So what you're actually paying for, and by the way, I noticed a lot that you said the minimum. You don't want to pay the minimum on any of this stuff. what you want to do is basically pay a lot more than the minimum so you can actually be done with this. So if you're making $68,000 a year divided by 12, that's around $5,666. If your mortgage is like $1,300, food is like maybe food is like $400. Let's say you're spending like $2,000 every single month. You should still have, for example, like $3,666 actually left over. What would I do with that money? Focus all that money on paying off this debt on this credit card as fast as possible, using, for example, the avalanche method. Meaning, for example, you get rid of the debt with the highest APR first to save a bunch of money when it comes to interest mathematically. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So instead of right now, like it sounds like, hey, I'm having fun. My name is Nam. Instead of doing all that stuff right now, Nam, I would probably focus and double down on, hey, I can't be going out on a lot of dates right now. I can't be having all this fun stuff right now. I can't afford this car right now. What I need to do is basically get rid of this car, pay the difference ASAP. Just buy a used car, like for the moment, right? So you're riding around, for example, in a $3,000, $4,000 car for the moment. And then what you want to do is you want to go ahead and chip away at that credit card debt. If you have, for example, an extra $3,000 extra every single month, you should be done with this debt by the end of the year.
Okay.
With all your debt by the end of the year. But it's going to be a big sacrifice. And the big follow-up is basically, once you're debt-free, what do you do next? Right? Like once you're done with the credit card, the student loan debt, and you sell that car and you got a used car, you pay for it in cash, what's next? Well, what's next is basically the mortgage and building up, for example, do you have an emergency fund right now? An emergency fund?
Not really. I don't have any savings.
What do you do for work now?
So I have a lot of jobs. So I'm always constantly making some kind of money when I'm going to find a way to make money. So if I owe money, so I take care of sports injuries. I'm an athletic trainer. I work at a football stadium. I have a hospital job. I'm a tennis coach. I drive Uber and Lyft. I have all kinds of like revenue coming in from like in the summer I work a summer camp, and then I'm about to get a new job that should be getting me up to about $80,000. So that should help. So
here's what it sounds to me. My name is Nam, and I'm I'm a hustler, right? I try to make money as much as I possibly can. I work very hard, but all this money you're making, Nam, is active. So if you were to break your leg, or you can't go to work, or you get fired, everything stops.
Right.
Does it sound accurate?
Yeah. I just recovered from COVID, and I didn't work for like a month.
It's insane. Really bad. Yeah. Yes, it's very bad because everything is dependent on you. So my advice would be this, right? Drop all the date and stuff. Well, you can have dates in your house, just like prepare something, whatever you want to do. Like just go on fun dates. Don't spend a lot of money on this stuff. Drop the food. Like don't spend that much money on food either. Just focus all your money, all your energy on getting rid of this credit card debt and sell the car. It's not worth having, for example, a $30,000 debt for a liability that by the time you pay it off is already, for example, a 5-year-old model or whatever it is, right? And then you're probably gonna want to trade that in, get a newer. It's gonna be like a rat race. You see, it never stops. Okay, once you're almost done paying it off, well, let me just get another one. Okay, that adds up to that one, then another one, and another one. So once you're debt free, your mortgage, how much do you owe on it? Do you know?
So hang on. So got it in 2017. It's been about 4 years. I probably have about 140,000 left on there.
Yeah, 140K. Awesome. All right, so here's my advice, right? Once you're done with all the debt, oh, by the way, before you win, okay, step by step here. I'm Nam. What the heck do I do in this situation? Well, the first thing is I want to go on Kelly's Blue Book. I want to find the value of this car, and I want to try to sell it. I want to try to sell it as fast as possible. I want to cut the difference, pay it off right there, focus on all my credit card debt. And while I'm doing this, basically, before I start that, I want to save $1,000 on the side in case I have an emergency. That way, if anything happens to me or anything goes wrong, I have that money there, so I don't have to go into more credit card debt to kind of like offset anything that goes on. Once I'm done with this credit card debt, my main focus is gonna be like, hey, I want to get a foundation. So what does a foundation mean? It means I want to build a full-blown emergency account between 3 to 6 months. So if I do like get sick again or something does happen to me, I'll be able to figure it out in 3 to 6 months. Does that make sense? On top of that, what I want to do, I want to start investing between 15 to 25% of my money into, for example, some index funds and so on, like a more like like passive portfolio. That way I can start building a nest egg, right? So in the future, I can have passive income. So when things are not going my way, I still have money coming in. 15 to 25% towards that. And then as far as the house right now, I would throw basically all the extra money I have towards paying it off as fast as possible. If you owe $140,000 and you're making, for example, and you have, for example, $3K basically like in liquid income every single month, if you throw that the mortgage, you'll be done maybe like in like I don't know, maybe like 6 to 7 years or so. You'll be done a lot faster. Now in 7 years, it's a different picture here, right? I'm debt free. I've been driving, for example, a not that nice car, but it's a decent car. It runs. I can do whatever I want to do with that car. I have an emergency fund. I have my investments also that can take care of me at some point. And on top of that, I just have a bunch of free income because at this point, guess what? Yes, I'm working. I'm making $80K now, but I also don't have a mortgage. I don't have any debt. I don't have any payments. All this money is mine. With this money, you can go ahead, for example, invest more or just go ahead and enjoy your life a lot more. So if you do want to go to dinners and do whatever you want to do, because you sound like you're a little bit extravagant, you have good taste and stuff like that. If you do want to do that stuff, it's fine to go ahead and do it because at this point, you can actually afford it. If you want to buy a nice car, you can buy it for cash because again, you can afford it. Does that make sense?
You've got to stop.